Hey you guys, what's going on? I'm here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, season 8. I'm not sure what episode this is, but also make sure you guys go watch my Love and Hip Hop New York review as well. If you've seen the episode, because the episode leaked early, but if you haven't, you can just hold off until tomorrow night once the episode premieres on VH1. But let's just get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want to start off with Cynthia because not too much happened with her. She's in her closet packing clothes, and Noelle comes in and she's telling Noelle that Peter told me to pack some clothes, and I'm not sure how long we're going to be gone and everything, but he told me to bring lots of sexy stuff. And Noelle is like, "Oh, y'all like that now?" And then, excuse me. And then Cynthia was like, we getting there, whatever. And she asked Noelle, how do you feel about me taking Peter back or whatever? Well, not taking him back, but giving him another chance. And Noelle, she's kind of like, it's a one and done kind of situation with her, meaning you only got one time to fuck up. And then I'm done with your ass. But, Cynthia's telling her, like, you say that now and everything, pretty much this, that, and the third, which is true. I mean, Noelle's still young. She probably hasn't experienced a real relationship yet. So she says that now until she, experience real love or whatever, or what she feels might be real love, and then she might have a hard time, just like her mom, letting go or whatever. And then on top of that, it's not like as if Cynthia's just dating Peter. Her and Peter are married. You know what I'm saying? And even though, yeah, we've seen them on this show for the last however many years since they've been on, going through their trials and tribulations, but they probably can work their stuff out. Who am I to, knock them for, what I'm saying, trying to work it out? I'm here for love, and if that's what Cynthia wants to do, that's, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Noelle helps her pick out some stuff. We have Porsha and her trainer. They're at the gym or whatever, and they doing some sexual kind of workout shit, if you ask me. But he ain't a bad looking dude though. Porsha, maybe you might wanna. No, let me not do that, cause motherfuckers already calling her a hoe and shit. You know what I'm saying? We already kind of looking at her like. So yeah, let me not even do that. But Lauren, she comes in or whatever, and they go into another room, another part of the gym or whatever, and she kind of starts chastising Lauren about missing a package that came the day before or whatever, and they show a flashback of Porsha kind of chastising her on the phone about it. And Lauren was like, if I had somebody to help me, I'm pregnant or whatever, it wouldn't have been missed or whatever. And Porsha, she feels like that ever since Lauren has been pregnant, she can't depend on her and everything. And Lauren starts saying something to her. I can't remember what it was, but then but she starts pretty much going off on her like, bitch, I'm pregnant, like I'm doing the best I can, you know what I'm saying? And Porsha, asked her why she hasn't gone somewhere else of, for employment or whatever. And Lauren was like, I'm not gonna sit here and leave you or whatever while, like she was like, who else is gonna work for you and not take your money? Meaning, who else is gonna work for you for this chump change that you paying me? Because had it been somebody else, whatever she paying Lauren is obviously not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and wouldn't nobody else work for that shit? It's only because Lauren is her sister that she's, you know what I'm saying? But and Lauren also brings up the fact that, I go with you everywhere, on flights and everything, riding in coach or whatever. And then Porsha was like, oh, so you resent me for that, this, that, and the third, and whatever. And Lauren was like, no, I don't care. I'm just saying, like, and they just started going back and forth some more. And then Porsha was like that, well, hopefully we can just get through this and just sweep this under the rug like we do everything else, and it doesn't affect the business or whatever. And it's just like, Porsha does come off like she's jealous of Lauren because Lauren is pregnant and she's not, and we've been knowing that Porsha been wanting, Porsha has been having trouble getting pregnant and everything or, well, or keeping, the baby or whatever. And it just really seems like she's jealous of her. And like the way Porsha was talking last week, she was talking like as if, Lauren's supposed to work until the day that she due in the motherfucking hospital. Baby be at halfway out her goddamn vagina fucking around with Porsha ass. Like, shit. Like, the fuck? But yeah, it's just like Porsha. I feel like Porsha's just way too hard on her. Like, I understand the whole concept of, that there are pregnant women who work. Like I said last week, Kandi is an example. You know what I'm saying? But I also said too that everybody is different. Like I said, I don't have any kids. I ain't never been pregnant, so I don't know how it feels. But yeah, I know everybody is different. So I can't, I can't knock Lauren. I just see Porsha being a complete bitch. You know what I mean? So, anyways, later on in the episode, Porsha, she stops by Lauren's house to bring some flowers. Lauren, she shades Porsha, was like, oh, grocery. Well, no, Porsha kind of shaded Lauren first, and she was like, you really checked through the peephole? Don't nobody come over here for real? And so she gives Lauren the flowers and everything. And Lauren was like, oh, grocery store flowers? And then Porsha was like, well, yeah, they grocery store flowers or whatever. And she said, Porsha explains that Phaedra had to, kind of talk some sense into her or whatever. And they flash back or whatever and show Porsha on the phone with Phaedra. And Phaedra is telling her, like, that's your sister or whatever. Like, it's not worth losing it's not worth losing your sister over this or whatever and everything. And her hormones are all over the place right now. You got to kind of ease up on her a little bit. And I thought that was cool with Phaedra to tell her or whatever. And Porsha, she expresses to Lauren that she was sad that Lauren hid the pregnancy from her and everything. And Lauren was like that she didn't say anything because she didn't want Porsha. Basically, she didn't want Porsha to resent her because, like I said, of the fertility issues that Porsha has been having and everything. And Porsha says that she's happy for her or whatever. And that's when Lauren starts saying, like, you were just married, a few years back and everything, and you wanted a baby and all this stuff, and now or whatever. And it was some other stuff that she was saying too. And Porsha was like, yeah, like she admits in her confessional that it is kind of like watching someone live her life. But she also tells Lauren personally, like, that's something that I have to deal with. I'll be fine. Like, I'm happy for you and everything, so don't worry about me. You know what I mean? And they, make up or whatever. So, I mean, that was cool. In the beginning of the episode, we have Kandi and yours truly, Mama Joyce, with her Dora the Explorer wig on. But so they're baby shopping or whatever, and Kandi expresses that Mama Joyce is beginning along with everybody, and Kandi, was saying she's been so focused on, the business things going on in her life, she has been able to focus on getting the baby's room together. And Joyce, she's kind of trying to take over a little bit. She tells the lady that the salesperson or whatever that she wants a crib in her, at her house too. And then Kandi was like, "What you need a crib for or whatever, And the sales lady, she chimes in and tells her, like, grandmas, they buy cribs too or whatever. And she expresses that, Kandi expresses that she feels like that Mama Joyce is trying to make up for the fact that she doesn't have a close relationship with Riley as she would have wanted to. And so she feels like Mama Joyce is kind of trying to start over with this baby. And Joyce, she asks about Phaedra, and Kandi explains to her, like, we ain't as close as we used to be and everything. She thinking everything was cool, and then she explains about what happened at the video premiere event or whatever. And Joyce says she wants to talk to Phaedra, and Kandi is like, hell no. Like, my mom, she was like, my mom's been doing pretty good getting along with everybody and just, like staying in her lane. And she just, like she don't want to add more fuel to the fire pretty much. Okay, what else happened with them? Trying to make sure I ain't missing nothing. Okay, yeah, so Phaedra, Mama Joyce ends up meeting with Phaedra anyway. And I just felt like Mama Joyce didn't need to stick her nose into this shit. It's just kind of like, to me, it don't seem like shit is really gonna be the same between Kandi and Phaedra. Like, you can't unless maybe it happens over time and people stop trying to force shit between them. But other than that, I don't see them being as close as they used to be. But anyways, she pays Phaedra a visit anyway. Phaedra, she kind of got the confused face going on when her secretary person or whatever tells her that Mama Joyce is here. You know how Phaedra makes her face, and she just like, no, that's not how she was looking. It was more like, kind of like that, But anyways, Phaedra, she was like in her confessional, hopefully I'll make it out alive with my neck or something like that. Y'all remember when the last time they met, Mama Joyce was talking about choking Phaedra or whatever, and Phaedra, she being fake, and she hugs Mama Joyce and was like, how you doing and all this stuff, you look good and da da da. It's kind of awkward between them at first. Joyce asks about her and Kandi, and she also asks about the event. And Phaedra pretty much was saying that Don Juan exaggerated the situation, which he did, as we ain't gotta go through that again. But Mama Joyce explains, how Kandi is high risk and everything, and she like Mama Bear, she wouldn't want nothing to happen to her. But the way she said it though, it was just so chilling and cold. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to her, And then they had some murderous kind of music going. Like that music they be having in the background on them shows that they be showing on the ID channel. That's how I was like, they just I felt like Phaedra was about to get killed right then and there. But anyways, so after they have that conversation, Joyce, she brings up the baby shower or whatever to Phaedra, and they start coming up with some ideas. And Phaedra has the idea of like a coming to Atlanta kind of theme, like how Kandi how Kandi had the coming to America theme for her wedding. She said that they should have a coming to Atlanta theme for the baby shower. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so Todd and Phaedra, they meet up to view the video and everything, and she asks about like the polka dots or whatever, like why they look a certain way in the video, and he explains it to her that the video hasn't been rendered yet or something like that, he was saying. And she says in her confessional she won't release the video, but Todd must be in need of a job and all this. I was just like, see, this the shit I be talking. Why is you throwing so much shade, girl? Like, oh my god, like really, or whatever. And but anyways, they talk about the baby shower or whatever. And oh yeah, Todd. Oh well, no, before that, yeah, they talk about the baby shower and everything. And they also start talking about the birth or whatever. And she explains to him about what her experience with the C-section, and he's kind of creeped out a little bit. Todd, and Phaedra says that she was going to cut him a check or whatever, pretty much. And Todd was like, I know Mama Joyce set this shit up. Like she had a meeting with Phaedra. I might have to cut her a piece of this check or whatever if Phaedra cuts it or whatever. And Phaedra talking about somehow she can be the bigger person or whatever because she has jobs. And I'm like, okay, Phaedra, if you have fucking jobs, which, I mean, well, we know you have jobs, but the point I'm trying to make is you have jobs, but why couldn't you been cut this man his check talking about some for a couple of $1,000s? Bitch, according to you, it was 5. According to him, it was 8. So either way, it's more than a couple of $1,000. Cut the bullshit. Alright? I'm just saying, like, you have all these jobs, but you should have been cut him this motherfucking check. I really hope this shit gets put to rest. I'm tired. I mean, even still seeing Kandi talk about this shit or whatever on social media is just getting irritating because it's like, I mean, I get it, you know, when you watch the show or whatever after the season is over with and you see shit or whatever, and like I said, Phaedra has been saying a lot of shady shit in her confessionals. You just be kind of like, well, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm tired of this whole situation. Or whatever. Alright, and the last thing is Kenya, of course. You know, Kenya, she's back in Detroit, and she's at the airport with her auntie, you know, that auntie that she's always, is it Lori? Auntie Lori? Yeah, I know the auntie that's always on the show. And her best friend, Brandon. But they hop on a board on one of them charter buses or whatever, and they just talking about, you know, different things or whatever, and then they start talking about some of her past relationships, and they bring up Walter or whatever, and I was just like, how long he been off this damn show? Why the fuck is we still talking about his ass? Shit, because Brandon was kind of mimicking how Walter used to look, like one of his facial expressions he used to make or something. But yeah, it was just like, for what? Why is we still talking about him? Anyways, Kenya meets up with her dad, her stepmom, and some little boy. I guess it's a kid from his from her dad and her stepmom, I think, or whatever. I don't know, I can't remember. But she explains how her mom, how she kind of had a fallout with her stepmom because, you know, she seen, you know, witnessed the pain that her dad went through or whatever when Kenya ran away and all this stuff. And they talking everything, and they, you know, was talking about how it's good that they can move past all this or whatever. And her dad tells Kenya not to cry because I know Kenya, she is kind of emotional or whatever. Moving on from that, they get back on the bus or whatever. Kenya's dad is pretty much trying to tell her to let it go with her mom, and which I agree. Like, the shit is a lost motherfucking cause, and you know, I think Kenya's dad has even said that he's tried to, you know, see the mom and everything, and he don't get no response or whatever. And you know, he's pretty much saying that it's pointless. And Kenya, they arrive to her mom's house. Kenya gets off the bus or whatever, tries to knock on the door. The mom is, you know, she don't want nothing to do with her. She don't want to see her. And she heard her mom say to somebody, which from what we see on next week's episode, might have been her Aunt Lori or whatever, who was in the house, because her Aunt Lori is her mom's sister or whatever. So she heard her mom say, don't open the door or whatever, or don't answer the door. And it was disappointment. And I felt bad for Kenya because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying, for your own mom not to, I felt bad for her. I really did, you know. But I just want Kenya to just be over this shit with her mom. This shit is a lost motherfucking cause. Like, I understand, you know, you want to have some kind of closure or whatever, but it's a lost cause at this point, you know. So they have a family reunion kind of situation at her Aunt Lisa's house. And we see that she has a great relationship with her dad's mom, and how she kind of raised her. Well, how she kind of raised her, and they had a great relationship and all this stuff. Her dad prays or whatever over the food and all this stuff. she asked about her Aunt Lori, and her Aunt Lisa told her that, she left. Like, like I guess she stopped by earlier and she left or whatever. And Kenya is kind of feeling some type of way because she was like, why show up in Detroit for just like a good 10 minutes just to not show up to, she knew how important it was to Kenya and everything. And we see them kind of get into it on next week's episode. And I feel bad for Kenya. I really do. Kenya explains to a friend of the family what happened when she went to visit her mom and everything. And her dad's side of the family was the only one who showed up to this reunion or whatever. And she lets her dad and her Aunt Lisa know how grateful she is of them and how glad she is to be with them. And it was just cute. They was looking through pictures or whatever, old pictures of Kenya and all of them or whatever. And it was just, it was, a touching scene in my opinion, but next week, like I said, it seemed like she's going to get into it with that Aunt Lori of hers. And my girl Nene Leakes is back. I know a lot of people don't like Nene Leakes or whatever. Like I said, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of shit that I disagreed with on Nene that she's done on the show, but she's just entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Oh, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Make sure you guys come back. Now, peace out.